Keanu Reeves stepped out of a small cafe just as the afternoon sun pressed down on the city sidewalk. The street hummed with traffic and distant chatter when his eyes caught a heartbreaking scene a few steps away. A little girl stood perfectly still, staring at the ground. At her feet was a melting mess of ice cream spread across the pavement, chocolate chip already losing its shape in the heat. Her shoulders trembled, and her eyes filled as she tried her best not to cry. It had slipped from her cone just seconds earlier. One careless moment, and her favorite treat was gone. Her bottom lip quivered, and she looked around like she wasn't sure what to do next. Her mother was busy digging through a bag, unaware of the quiet disaster unfolding. Keanu paused. He'd seen the whole thing. Without a word, he walked over and gently knelt so he was eye level with her. "Hey," he said softly, his voice calm and warm. "Looks like today threw you a curveball." The girl nodded, unable to speak, her eyes glued to the pavement. Keanu smiled kindly. "You know," he said, "some problems are meant to be fixed." He stood up and pointed down the block. "Stay right here. I'll be back." Before she could even ask how, he was already walking toward a nearby ice cream cart. A few minutes later, he returned holding a cone stacked high with 2 generous scoops of mint chocolate chip, extra sprinkles sparkling on top. He handed it to her carefully. "Round 2, he said with a grin. Her face lit up instantly. Tears vanished, replaced by a smile so wide it seemed to surprise even her. "Thank you," she said, clutching the cone like it was treasure. At that moment, her mother finally looked up. She froze, eyes widening as recognition hit. "Oh my goodness, you're Keanu Reeves," she said, stunned. Keanu lifted a finger to his lips playfully and gave a small wave. "Just a guy who hates seeing ice cream go to waste," he replied. The little girl laughed, already busy enjoying her new cone. Keanu stood, nodded politely to the mother, and walked away down the sidewalk, blending back into the crowd as if nothing extraordinary had happened. But for that little girl, something extraordinary had happened. A bad moment had turned into a memory she'd carry forever, not because of who helped her, but because of how she was helped. Keanu never looked back. He didn't wait for praise or attention. He just kept walking, leaving behind a smile, a lesson, and a reminder that sometimes heroes don't wear capes. Sometimes they just choose kindness. Because you don't need a spotlight to be a star. Even the smallest act of kindness can change someone's entire day. Drop a heart if you believe kindness always wins.